And I'm back. I got some water. I did some important things. This stream's technically been live for 4 hours, but there were a couple of breaks, so that doesn't count. And I came to realize that this set is set 3 of the Alice block. Whereas the first box we did was set 4. Or sorry, this is set 4. The first one was set 3. The last one was set 2. So we've been in the same block. That's fine. It's going to give us a lot of synergy when we finally make that cube, you see. Though I don't have many cards from the first chunk of the Alice cluster. So that might be interesting. Let's see if... Did we get a God Pack first pack? No. What do we have? We have Entranced Knight, who... I'm glad that a lot of the knights are ladies. We got some girl knights. If it will focus on her camera. Focus. No? There we go. Yeah, so she's a 5/5 for 2. She's fire. And as long as your opponent controls a darkness stone, she gets +2/+2 in swiftness. That's kind of fine. Well, she's also a fire card, so her being hot would make sense. We have Eyes in the Dark. Target Resonator, or J Resonator, gets -4/-4 for each card in your chance standby area until end of turn. Fun. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. We have Queen's Envoy. We have a 2/3 fairy for a single blue, or water. She can block when she is rested, so she can block when tapped. That is very nice. Earthbound Wingman, 5/5 with flying for green. When this card attacks, you may recover target magic stone. I'm gonna sneeze. Ow! That hurt. Okay. Reflective Water Shield. Single white for an addition. Added Resonator gets +2/+6. I'm cutting down the hundreds just because everything... It's on a scale of 4,000, but they do everything in hundreds, and so it doesn't matter. It's basically everything's out of 40. For those of you who are new to this whole idea, first off, here's a QR code. There's one of these in every pack, or at least there used to be. These are older packs. Force of Will plays a lot like Magic, except you have a ruler who's like your commander, except you don't have to stick to their color identity, though you're still going to want to because their abilities won't work without the right color will. You have stones instead of lands, and the biggest thing is that your ruler... I'm going to see if there's a stone in here. Here we go. Here's a light stone. Your ruler lets you get stones. So instead of Hearthstone system of Magic, of mana, which is every turn I'm going to get one more crystal, or Magic's, which is they're randomly in the deck, you have a second deck of your stones, and every turn you can rest your Resonator instead of using their other ability to get yourself a stone. But you don't know what stone you're going to get because they're shuffled in that deck. You have Reflective Water Shield. Prevent all non-battle damage that will be dealt to added Resonator by fire. Collapsing World. 3 and a black at the beginning of each player's turn. That player banishes a Resonator. That's mean. Sanguine Arena. Another field. Tap. This card deals 200 each Resonator. Play this ability only if you control a Resonator. Welcome back, Mina, intermittently. Titania, the Prideful Queen, 12 Apostles Fairy. 6 and a blue for a 12/12 with flying. As you play this card, you may rest any number of Resonators you control. You pay 2 less to play this card for each Resonator rested this way. So that's like a modified version of Convoke? That feels like a modified version of Convoke. Other water Resonators. Oh, thank you for the follow, Brad. Appreciate that. Other water Resonators and other fairy Resonators get +2/+2. That's not too shabby. That's a nice little fairy lord. We got our Lightstone. Boop. We have a textured foil. So I don't know if you can see that. There's like a texture to the foiling on this card of Refrain, the End of Ages. Resonator Shift, Little Girl. Shift Resonators are Resonators that transform. So let's go to her shift side. So over here we have Reflect, the Beginning of Time. Single green for a 0/2 little boy. Shift, white, white 3. You may play either side of this card. For paying this amount, flip this card. You may play shift anytime you can cast a chant. So as a sorcery, you can pay that number to flip her. Or him. Flip him back and forth. This card cannot be targeted, so hexproof. And oh no, this would be Shroud because it includes yours. And 1, put a magic counter on this card. And then we have Refrain the End of Ages. 2, put a magic counter on this card. Remove 4 magic counters from this card. Destroy all additions, regalia, resonators, and J-rulers. So player is a 7/7. Play him as a 0/2. That is a very neat card. I do like the way the shift mechanic works here compared to Innistrad or Magic's transform. But that's not to say I don't like the werewolf transform. I think it's very neat. I think the transforms in Magic are also neat, but I like the idea that you can go back and forth. Which I guess is how werewolves do it, but the other transform cards don't. Hey, have another QR code. For whatever you need it for all your QR needs. Lapis's Beast of Flame. So it's a 2 and a red for a 6/4 beast with swiftness, which is haste in this game. When this card enters your field, it deals 600 to target resonator. So that's essentially getting a 3/2 that bolts something when it enters. Oh, go get your food, Brad. Enjoy your food. Remnants of Niflheim. It's a 3/3 zombie for a single black. This card gets +1/+1 for each card in your standby area. Fun. Bulwark Architect. Single blue for a 1/8. Target resonator. Oh, tap target resonator with no attribute. Gets +0/+4. So, colorless creature. Fun. Hello, Queen Awesome. Nice to see you in the chat there. With Marabella's Work, a colorless instant, you may pay 1 less to play this card for each machine you control. So 5 mana, draw 2 cards, but with affinity for artifacts. That is a very neat way to do it. Survivors of Sisay, 2/2 for a single green. It's a beast. This card gets +4/+4 as long as you control another beast. Okay, that's actually a fun place to put it. Artificial Moon. It's a machine moon. I don't think that's a moon at all. That's no moon. Or is it? It does say it's a moon. Its type is moon. It's a 0/15 for 2. That's just a wall. Its job is to stand there. Welcome back, Mina. Fairy Shadow. 5/5 for black. Whenever this card enters your field, destroy target resonator with a cost of 1. Yes, I do believe the Machine Moon would sound like Orson Welles through a filter. Ywain, the Knight of Lions. It's a Knight of the Round Table. As long as you control a beast, he has swiftness and first strike. Sure. He's a 6/6 for 2 and a red. Okay. Card gains +2/+2 for each beast you control. So, not a beast lord, but he relies on beasts. I can't think of what that's called. Whenever this card attacks, it deals 200 damage to each resonator. So he even hurts your guys. Woof. I've got a Waterstone. Sure. And what is this? This is Aliceris, Avatar of Destruction. 12 Apostles Avatar. A 10/10 with swiftness, so haste, for 3 and a red. When this card enters the field, you may play a fire chant, or spell chant or instant, with total cost 3 or less from your removed area, without paying its cost. No, they did not make the Apostles of Christ into cards. When they're saying an apostle, in this case they're using the same term, but I'm led to believe that the way they're using 12 apostles is more like the signs of the Chinese zodiac? Because one of the 12 apostles was like a Cthulhu monster. Another one was... Oh no, those were the 7 kings. The 7 kings had the Cthulhu monster. I think he looks real nice. He's got that nice texturing foil on him. Wish Magic would do textured foils. That's some good art. Let me me look into this real quick. I'm gonna pull this up. Force of will. 12 apostles. Force of will. Who are the 12 apostles? They are powerful resonators with strong abilities. They are not apostles of Christ, which is what I figured. They are apostles of Gil Lapis, who picked 12 of them because he's extra like that. No, these are not Magic the Gathering. This is Force of Will, which is an alternative to Magic the Gathering. Which you'll notice, it takes a lot of notes from Magic the Gathering. The same colors, very similar systems. However, much like Overwatch was Team Fortress 2 with waifus, Force of Will is Magic the Gathering with waifus. And also there's like this pair of lesbian witches who are raising a child. There are husbandos. You missed out on the Sane Hatter, who definitely, I would say, qualifies as husbando bait. And then there was the eel guy, which I don't think I would count as a husbando, but I do think Queen Awesome would count it as a husbando. And I would, except I already put those cards away. They are way over there in the storage area now. But there should be some Cthulhu's in here, and we will make that work. Welcome back, Brad. Glad you have food. Food is always good. Yeah, there's definitely some full monsters in here. We've had some oddly attractive fairies. This is, I didn't know it was Ristic Studies when I bought it, but I just love the simplistic design. And yeah, this is, I believe this is one of Sam's playmats. I really need to meet Sam from Ristic Studies one of these days. Yeah, doo-doo. There we go. QR codes. Sadly, the QR codes don't work for what they're intended for anymore, which I'm still mad about, because they shut down the Force of Will point system, which was basically the player reward system. You know what? If you want to rent Underwater with its octopus monster husbando, go ahead. I'm not gonna. Blood Boil. 1 in a red for an instant. Choose one. This card deals 600 damage to your opponent. Your opponent cannot gain life until the end of turn. Or target resonator you control gets +8/+8 until end of turn. At end of turn, destroy that resonator. So you either get +8/+8, or... So it's a bolt, or... Okay, because it's a bolt and your opponent can't gain life. Or it's a +8/+8 till end of turn. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Blood Boil's pretty neat. Corrosion. It's an addition, so that's an aura. Added resonator gets +8/+4. Is just this poor little goblin getting torn apart by this demon. Poor little gobbo. Come on. There we go. Nope, not working. Spectating Magician. 4/8 Wizard Magician, or Wizard Ancient for a 2 and a blue. When it enters your field, put a chant or an instant from your graveyard into your hand. If that card's cost is 1, so its CMC is 1, you may play it without paying its cost. That's not bad. I've noticed Force of Will's power level is a little higher than Magic's. Added Resonator gets +2/+2 for each Resonator you control. Okay, that's not bad at all for an addition. Gathering of Fairies. Single white, gain 1,000 life. That's about the same as gain 5 life over in Magic. Moonbreeze Rabbit. This is where... Okay, see, I told you there was a moon attribute. There's an orange mana that shows up like once in a blue moon. And it's pay a green. You can... For a 2/4, you can sack him for a green or an orange. And the orange is essentially snow? The way orange works is snow. I guess you're right, Brad and Steph in the chat. It is true that it is once in an orange moon, not once in a blue moon. You caught me on that. Croco Shark Crossing. First off, that's adorable. I know those rabbits are like going through a Watership Down situation, but that's so cute. 2 and a blue for a field edition, so an enchantment. When this card enters your field, search your main deck for a card named as target resonator. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your main deck. So look for a card that you already have on the field. Sure. Tap target resonator and all other resonators with the same name. Get +3/+3 until end of turn. Not too bad. So, if you're getting into Force of Will, things you're going to have to get used to. 1, there are multiple combat phases, because each monster gets its own should you activate it. 2, you can attack tapped creatures as well as players. You cannot attack rulers. You can attack tapped J rulers. A J ruler is a ruler who's been flipped. So basically that's their version of casting your commander. You need your commander in the command zone. I'm going to use magic terms. It's your ruler in the ruler zone. But you need your commander in the command zone to get lands. Without it, you don't get lands. Sucks to be you. Other biggest difference is going to be that green has a lot of the ramp and counters. Blue got the pump. But green kept pump. So there's both pump. You do tap to attack. Okay, so 1, you tap to attack each creature. Each creature gets its own combat phase. You can attack tapped creatures or players or tap J rulers. But if you have something called target attack, you can attack any creature or ruler on the battlefield or your opponents. Part of the reason we're opening all these Force of Will boxes is I'm trying to make a Force of Will cube. And I got a bunch of boxes for cheap. Interdimensional Escape. It's an instant. Sometimes instants say quick cast because they had to change the name at one point. And then they realized they didn't have to, and I think they changed it back. So instants and quick casts are the same thing. Creatures kept quick cast. Quick cast is flash. 1 and a white. Each player chooses a resonator they control, then each player banishes all other resonators they control. So that's almost a wrath. Hair of Inaba. It's a secret rare. 2 and a green for a were-rabbit. When this card enters your field, name a card. Reveal the top 4 cards of your main deck. Put all revealed cards with that name into your hand and shuffle the rest into your main deck. This card gains flying and swiftness as long as you control a fantasy resonator, and it's a 6/7. That's not too shabby. I'm going to put her up there. And we have a textured foil of Igdor, Beast of the World. It's a beast resonator. If your life is 100, you can play him for 0. Blocking does not cause this card to rest. Oh yeah, when you block, you have to tap to block. I did say were-rabbit, yes! Were-rabbit is a tribe in this game. They fill a very similar role to the Moonfolk, and they kind of act like the Moonfolk. Sadly, they don't act like the werewolves where they flip, but I think there's 1 or 2 shifting were-rabbits. But don't quote me on that. But yeah, there's were-rabbits, there's fairy tales and fairies, which are 2 different things. The way you differentiate creature types in Force of Will is by slashes, not by words. So a fairy tale does not count as a fairy, but a fairy tale / fairy would. Here you have another QR code. I missed the trash can that time, dang it. Wing Trap. It's a trigger card, so you can play it for free from the standby zone. No, sorry. You can play it from your standby zone only. You control a wind magic stone and a resonator with flying. Destroy target resonator without flying. There might be ways to play were-rabbits. I know there is in Pathfinder, though it's a little cumbersome. The Robox. I love the machines. I love the machines. The machines are all so fun. They're essentially the artifact creatures of this game. Resonator Machine. So 2 generic will for a 2/6. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, reveal cards from the top of your main deck until you reveal a machine with total cost of 1. Put that card onto your field, shuffle the rest into your deck. Look at this Robox. He's just a box with hammers who hits himself till another robot comes out. I love him. Ah. Sacred Knight of the South. 1 and a white. 1 and a white for a 6/5 knight. Force of Will does a lot of what old Magic did, of humans not a type. So humans are just, they're there. When a J roller enters your field, you gain 500 life. Whenever you gain life, this card gains +0/+2 until end of turn. So she basically is a Johnny's Welcome on a Stick. Enraged Knight, we already had one of those. We already had an Eyes in the Darkness. Lapis' Dark Storm, your opponent discards a card at random, then discards a card. That's mean. You have to discard 2 cards, but 1 is at random for 2 black. Sure. Rabbit of the Moonlit Night. It's a rabbit. You can banish it to rest something, which means sacrifice it to tap something. And it's a 2/4. And look at this little rabbit, and look at the baby rabbits. She has to protect the baby rabbits, and she's willing to die to do it. Guardian Angel Raphael, which the Angel Raphael is now a waifu, as many historical and mythological figures are in this game. So 4/8 for 2 and a white. Your opponent with flying. Your opponent cannot play cards from their standby area during your turn. No traps. Your opponent cannot activate abilities of J-Rulers or Regalia during your turn. Screw your strategy. Nothing on your turn. It's all on my turn. Go away. We got a foil Lightstone, and we got a foil Interdimensional Escape. Sure. Which, by the way, Interdimensional Escape is also the art on the back. Well, those are sure things people are saying in chat. Ooh, there's either a ruler or a shift card on the back here. So we have a QR code. We have another Knight of the South, another Enraged Knight. I think Red-White Knights was a strategy in here. Because all the Knights I've seen are red or white. Eyes in the Darkness. Maybe that's why Eldraine didn't do it for... Well, I know that's exactly why Eldraine didn't do it for me. It's like, oh, but we have all these fairy tales and knights. So it's Force of Will. No? So it's Force of Will. Queen's Envoy, she can block when tapped. Earthbound Wingman. Ring of Fate, here's a new one. It's a chant, so that's a sorcery for Magic players. 2 and a red. Each player discards their hand, shuffles all their Magic stones from their graveyard into their stone deck, shuffles all of their cards from their graveyard into their main deck. Then each player draws 5 cards, remove the top 5 cards of your main deck from the game. I'm just ignoring the people thirsting for turtles in the chat. Home of the Wingmen, 1 and a green for a field edition. Whenever you put 1 or more Resonators with flying onto the field for the first time each turn, draw a card. Tap, target Resonator with flying, gets +3/+3. Flying works exactly the same as it does in Magic. So there you go. Battle for Attoractia. That's the name of the set! Wait.
Roll credits.
I know some sets do that. I know Hour of Devastation did that. There's a lot of sets that don't have their name in this set. But over here in Force of Will, it's right here. Battle for Attoractia. It has Remnant, which is flashback for our Magic players in the audience. 1 and a red on a chant, so sorcery. Target J Resonator, which means any Resonator, any J Ruler, or any Resonator. Any one of those you control, and target one your opponent controls, deal damage equal to their attack to each other. So it's 2 Rabid Bites. I Rabid Bite you, you Rabid Bite me. Oh, it's a fight. That's a fight. Ooh, I kind of like this Windstone. That's a real nice Windstone with all them chunks of wind coming off of it. And then we got a ruler. Who'd we get? We got Memoria of the 7 Lands. Okay, so this one's weird. The Memoria of the 7 Lands side are all identical. They all have Judgment 4. They're all just rulers. You don't know what the ruler's going to be. And over on this side, We got the green version, which is Arla, Guardian of the Skies. It's a textured one. It's a heroic spirit. This card gains Arla, the hegemon of the sky, in addition to its other names. When this card enters your field, if you control a First Flight's Memoria, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into your Magic Stone area, recover all your Magic Stones you control. So, play another land, tap all your lands. Untap all your lands. Then draw a card. If you control 4 First Flight's Memorias, draw 3 cards instead. Whenever a Resonator you control attacks, recover target Magic Stone you control. So, this side, it's just a face and a rock. I don't have a phone, so put my face in a rock. Then over on this side, cool, textured foil, angel dude. Heroic Spirit, yeah, that's an angel. I love the textured foils. I love them. People are standing turtles and rabbits in my chat. And you know what? That just means people really like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Yosaki Yojimbo. Alright, then, let's... Oh, I cracked the QR code. I ripped it. I said I was ripping packs. This isn't what I meant. No. Here, have the QR code. Enjoy it. That's okay. I keep hovering the cards over the trash. Like I won't drop them. Life Profiteering Priest. A single white for a 2/4 priest. Whenever another Resonator enters your field, you gain 200 life. That's very similar to Anointer Priest. No, we have Formless Thousand-Eyed Beings. They're the Cthulhus. Another Blood Boil, another Corrosion, another Spectating Magician, another Protection of Alice. Circle of Trust. You're part of our Circle of Trust, Greg. White, choose one, search your main deck for up to 2 fairies, reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. Or, all fairies you control get +4/+4 until end of turn. There's some strong fairy deck stuff in here. Disassembly Line. As an additional cost to play this card, so on top of the blue and a 2 for a chant, sacrifice a machine. No. Reveal cards from the top of your main deck until you reveal a machine. Put that card onto the field and shuffle the rest into your main deck. I love the flavor text. Recycling? Okay, leave it to me. Small assistant, Maria Bella. Now wait, there's another card from an earlier set in this block named Maribel. I wonder if Maria Bella is related to that robot girl. Machine Lab of Legionus. 2 generic for a machine field. Manage your field. Put target machine with total cost of 2 or less from your graveyard onto the field. And that's not too shabby. Another Windstone. And we have Kaguya, Rabbit Princess of the Lunar Halo. This is the little girl who got adopted by them lesbians I was talking about. She's an 8/8 little girl. So, 8/8 little girl for 1 and a white. When this card enters your field, you may search your main deck for up to 4 rabbits, with total cost 1, and put them into the field, then shuffle your deck. Whenever a Resonator is put into a graveyard from your field, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. Look. She's riding a bunny into battle. She's a little girl and she's going to get adopted by 2 witches. That's my understanding of the lore. I don't understand a lot of the lore. Like, a bunch of people interpret since Chat's talking about how angels should all look terrifying, there's a reason the angels in the Bible say, be not afraid, and it's not just because some dude just appeared in your bathroom. It's because they're a wheel in the middle of a wheel made with, like, 7,000 eyes. And with flaming swords. They don't all look like Alan Rickman. I'm certain at least some look like Alan Rickman. And QR code. There you go. I'm so mad that willpower doesn't work anymore. Gathering of Fairies. Gain 1,000 life. I think we already did that one. Flame Soldier of Volga. 3/3 for a single red. Whenever this card's dealt damage, it gains +2/+0. And swiftness until end of turn. Sure. Okay, that's a fine comment, I suppose. Messenger familiar. It's a familiar. I love him. He looks so grumpy. He's like a Muppet with a to-do list. Looks like he'd hang out with Gonzo. Come on. Adjust. Adjust. Come on. Camera. Camera, do the thing. Look at him. He looks like Sam Eagle's angry cousin. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, search your main deck for a 12 Apostle. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your main deck. Sure. Engineer of Legionus. You may pay 1 less to play spells with no attribute to a minimum free cost of 1. Sure. The Last Drop. 1 and a green for an instant, choose 1, gain 1,000 life, or put target resonator with cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the field rested. Another Ring of Fate. Another Home of the Wingmen. Riza, First of the Dead. 2 and a black for an 8/8 zombie with stealth. Her stealth is you control 4 more magic stones, control a darkness stone, and have no resonators. When this card enters your field, you may pay 1,000 life. If you do, search your main deck for a card and put it into your chance standby area face down. Then shuffle your main deck. So she's a standby. She can be played for free if she's in your standby area, and you meet those prerequisites. She's real neat. I like her. Darkness Stone. Space-Time Pursuer, Gil Lapis. He's a Shift Wanderer with target attack. He's a 10/10 for 2 and a red. When this card enters your field, or shifts, or space shifts, small typo on the card, choose 1. You may pay 0 to play shift abilities and target card in a field rather than pay their cost until end of turn. Sure. Or you may put a 12 Apostle from your hand onto the field, gain swiftness until end of turn, exile at the end of turn. Sure. And this side, it's Interdimensional Monarch, Gil Lapis. I'm going to pull him up to the camera when I'm done reading him. Don't worry. So he's a 6/7 Conqueror for 1 and a black. His shift is 2 and a red. So you can play either side of the card. If you start on the black, you can pay the 2 and a red to flip him. At any time, you can do a sorcery. Whenever this card enters your field, you may search your main deck for 12 Apostles or a card named Attoractia, Dimension of the 7 Kings. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your main deck. Discard a 12 Apostle. This card gets +4/+4 in target attack until end of turn. So this is Ittle Bitty Baby Gil. Come on, Baby Gil. There you are. And then there is I've Already Won, and I'm Slightly Oncelerly Gil. Yep. There you go. Oh, right, I have a soda. I keep drinking water like a chump. Also, I somehow have shifted the entirety of my stuff down to my lap. There we go. So let's see here. So we think Gil looks like a character from a gay anime about angels and vampires. He's adorable. 10 out of 10 would protect. New shirt idea. I keep drinking water like a chump. I think that one's needed. That's a necessary card. You know what? Water is better than soda, but I've had water all day. I need to mix it up. Need to broaden my horizons. Drink other things. Soda. Juice. Soy milk. Gasoline. Those sorts of things.
You're not drinking gasoline, dear.
No? I can't drink gasoline?
No.
How about vodka? It's basically the same.
Sure.
Great.
Have that.
Freyr just got home, so I think Freyr's a little too tired to make a new shirt. We have a remote control beast, who, honestly, again, there's a huge alien aesthetic on some of these creatures. Come on. Come on, show Chris their new husbando. There we go. $8 for 4. You may pay 1 less to play this card for each machine you control. So a lot of the machines have affinity for artifacts, essentially, but affinity for artifact creatures. Sacred Knight of the North, so this is the Yankee to fight that Confederate Knight we found earlier. When a J ruler enters your field, you gain 500 life. Whenever you gain life, this card gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And it's a 5/6. Sure. Blood-Covered War Axe. It's an addition for a single red. Added Resonator gets +4/+0, and whenever this card attacks, it deals 200 damage to each other Resonator. Death Trap. Ooh, I'm loving the art on Death Trap. Look at that. Look at them creepy Zombo boys. Trigger, so it's a standby card. During your opponent's turn, you control a Darkness Magic Stone and 3 or more Resonators were put into a graveyard from your field. Put target Resonator from your graveyard onto the field. Down the Drain. Destroy target fire Resonator. This is a blue kill spell. And that feels wrong coming from Magic. It's probably fine here, but it feels wrong coming from Magic. Lapis' Dark Storm. Another Rabbit of Moonlit Night. High Speed Dash. Oh, it's the follow-up to Kaguya's card. She's holding on for dear life. And she lost her hat. And there's a rabbit in the hat. Choose one. Put a J ruler into your ruler area as a ruler. Oh, that's helpful. Or return target Resonator you control to its owner's hand. So one thing is, if you're coming from Commander, Commanders only have one side. Rulers, on the other hand, have 2 sides, and the J ruler side can't get you stones. So, since you can't get stones from them, when your creatures die, when your rulers die, they go back as J rulers to the ruler zone, and they can't come back unless they have Imperishable. But this lets you avoid that by going, nope, he didn't die, he went home. And then we have Possessive Princess of Love, Valentina, secret rare, and that's her possessing Precia, which is very neat, lore-wise. Excuse me. Because we're still dealing with evil Valentina. 1 in a blue for a 5/5, 12 Apostles with Shift. Oh, it's a Shift card. Neat. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, gain control of target Resonator. Super cool. And then we have Slayer of the Overlord, Precia. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so we got Precia on this side, and her shift is when she's possessed. This is like Eldritch Moon level shit. I love it. So it's a blue and a 1 to shift her. Yeah. When this card enters your field, this card and target J Resonator your opponent controls fight, essentially. 1, pay 1, she gains +1/+1 till end of turn. So she's a 4/5, or she's a possessed 5/5. Oh, I love that. I really love that. And then we have Sanguine Arena, but in foil. Sure. Ugh. I've opened so many packs today, you guys. Vincenzo! So you have nieces and nephews named Alexia, Valentina, and Vincenzo. And all I can think of is, that nephew has a great future being a filmographer for cooking shows. Yeah. And he can hang out with, like, a slightly stoner-esque guy who loves fermenting food. Who shares the name of a guy I've been on a podcast with a lot. Well, not as much as he's been without me, obviously. So anyways, that's Brad in the chat. Brad's had me on his podcast quite a few times at this point. I'm thinking, let me see, I think I should be the GM host. Instead of just the G host, which would make me the ghost, because that's Juliet. I would be the GM host, because I've been on long enough I get a nickname now. And I tend to GM things. Yeah, so that's Brad, the host of Magic Design Cast, the Beacon of Creation, as opposed to Brad from It's Alive with Brad. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so a lot of that was commons we've already gotten. Our rare is a new one. Melder, Last of the Dead. He's a 10/10 zombie for 2 and in black. with stealth, so you can play him for free, if you control a darkness magic stone and your life is 2,000 or less, and he's in your standby area. When this card enters the field, target resonator gains -4/-4 for each resonator with stealth you control. So he's stealth matters. That's really neat. Really like him. That is a neat way to do a mechanic. If we did that in Magic, I think stealth would have to be face down in exile, but you can look at it. He's also got a cool jacket. How many zombies in Magic have cool jackets? Not enough. We have First Flight's Memoria. This is a specialty green stone, but it is not a wind stone. And so you could either tap it to get a green, or you could tap it to filter for anything from a green. And we got another Survivors of Sisay, but in foil. Sure. And we got more packs. We got more packs to open. My garbage man's going to be very concerned tomorrow. I've been sitting on some of these boxes for months. Hey, you have a QR code. Yeah. Another Queen's Envoy, another Earthbound Wingman, another Water Shield, another Lapis Beast, another Remnant. I see somebody wants to rejoin me finally.
No, I'm just here to open the packs.
Technician of Legionus. It's a blue 6/6 human. I guess I was wrong. There's a human. For 2 and a blue. Go get your pasta, Steph. That's important. When this card enters your field, reveal the top 2 cards of your main deck. Put up to 2 cards with no attribute from among them into your hand. Put the rest into the graveyard. Song of the Fairy King. Put up to 5 fairy resonators with total cost 1 from your graveyard to your field. Midsummer's Night's King. Oberon. A 4/6 for 1 and a green. With flying. Fairies in your hand have quick cast. Fairies have flash. This guy is Fairies have flash. That is terrifying, and I love it. Foil Waterstone, and ooh... Well, first off, big old monster boy. Hello. Remote Control Golem. He's a 10 cost golem, but he has essentially affinity for machines. This with Indestructible. He's a 20/20 with Indestructible. I'm sorry, you know what we call a 20/20 with Indestructible? You know what the word for that is in English? Fuck you, I win. That's the noise humans make when they run into one. It's up there with one of my favorite... 20/20 is also hindsight. Yes, that is the other word for 20/20. And in hindsight, we should have seen this year getting bad. Hey, look! I got him in non-foil, too! This is a 20/20. He's gonna mess you up! Oh, here we go. We have Alistair, Avatar of Destruction, but this time in non-foil. What are you? What are you?
I think that's one of the stones.
That's a textured foil stone. Brutal Conqueror's Memoria. Tap, produce a red. Red and 2 and tap. This card deals 100 damage to your opponent. So it's a mana sink. It's a very fancy mana sink. Remote Control Golem. Hindsight Golem. Honestly, I'm loving that Hindsight Golem, because that's very, very similar in design to Darksteel Colossus, who I'm also fond of as a card. Just straightening our stacks. Use the remote control to take Mr. Golem out for a picnic. It's so kind of you. He could use a friend. So many people are mad at the 20/20 Golem. Are you making sure I'm not throwing away cards by mistake?
No, I'm looking at them.
And Disassembly Line. No, we already did that one. That's the one where you have to kill a machine, and then I feel sad. Boars, Returned Adventurer. 2 and a white for a 6/6 Knight of the Round Table. When this card enters your field or attacks, target Knight of the Round Table gets +4/+4 until end of turn. He can target himself. He's a 10/10. Nice. And a normal foil Aliceris. And a foil Eyes in the Dark. Okay. Another Knight of the North. Another QR code for all y'all. Here we go. Axe, Zombos, flushed away. Escort of the Fairy King. 0/6 flying quick cast fairy for a single green. When this card enters your field, target fairy cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls until end of turn. I said disassembly line, but your brain heard disassociate line, and I was like, oh, mood. Another Artificial Moon. Another Fairy Shadow. Another Yigdor the Good Doggo. Shion, Liberator of Shangri-La. Resonator Human for a blue-blue. For a 5/5. When this card enters your field, draw a card if your opponent has more cards in their hand than you. Blue and tap, discard a card, return another Resonator to its owner's hand. Fun. I like her. Oh, she's a secret rare, so she should go up here in the special pile. And a foil high-speed dash. And another QR code.
I accidentally tore the paper.
I've been doing that too. That's fine. Another Water Shield, another Fiery Cat, more Zombos, another one of those Architects, Mariabella, Lapis Storm, more Bunnies, more Escape, Darkness Stone, Foil Circle of Trust. That was a very lackluster pack. We already got the God pack. So, like last set of this stream, we got a God pack first pack. Which was fantastic. Get 5 rulers and 5 secret rares all in one go. Or sorry, 5 foil rares. Super nice. It's another Survivors, another Priest, Boil, Song of the Fairy King again, another remote controlled Golem, another Firestone, and a foil Fairy Shadow. This is a small set, so the fact that we're just burning through these. Yeah, it was impressive, but it made every pack after that like, it's like, oh, this is nice. It could have been nicer, as we know now. Of course, on the other hand, if every pack was a God pack, we would just get mad. I can't do shit with that for a draft. Making noises instead of words. Words are just noises. Bloodfire Dragon, he's new. 5/5 for a single red with flying. When he enters the field, it deals 500 damage to a Resonator you control. So you can't play him alone, he'll kill himself. And if you play him elsewhere, you have to be very careful, or else one of your other critters is going to die. But pair him with that 0/6 fairy. That'd be really nice. Oh yes, look at this nice dragony boy. Such a nice dragony boy. And then we have Dummy Doll. I kind of love Dummy Dolls. Look there. Yeah. Single one for a Stealth Resonator. His requirement is a machine you control is targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls. When this card enters your field from the standby area, cancel target spell or ability targeting a machine you control. He's a 0/6 on top of a counter spell. Ooh, I love him. Oh, good point. Steph will be sad she missed him. Hopefully we'll get another one. We have another Yigdor. We have another Lightstone. We have another Song of the Fairy King in foil. Thank you for opening the packs for me, Mikella. Another QR code. Last People of Gloria. 3 and a white for a soldier, 0/10. When this card enters your field or leaves your field for a non-field zone, gain 700 life. Now that means... Oh, it's a leave trigger, not a dies trigger. So that means flickering her would be very fun. Velseverian Apparition. It's a red illusion. 1 and a red for a 4/4. When this card is in your main deck, when this card in your main deck is removed from the game, put it onto the field. So if you exile it from your deck, ha ha ha, he's here for free. Lapis's Dark Beast. By the way, this is like the most sassy looking cat. That is the sassiest cat. That's what Scar thinks he looks like. Am I wrong?
No.
It's a 6/4 with first strike. When it enters your field, destroy target resonator with total cost 3 or less. That thing is a Ravenous Chupacabra. Ravenous Chupa thingy. Ravenous for Chupa Chups. Chupacabra. Fairy Flower Extract. Added resonator becomes a 2/3. So that's either removal or very bad improvements. Tick-Tock Automaton, also known as Cogsworth's Angry Teenage Son.
Oh, so cute.
He's a 4/8 for 3. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a machine with total cost of 2. So the machines, from what I'm gathering here, are very similar to the Soul Shift spirits, plus the affinity artifacts, which is a very fun combo to me. Black Moonbeam. 2 black for an instant with the Ancient Magic type. Destroy target J-Ruler. Players cannot chase to this card. So this card cannot... This has split second. You can't put anything else on the stack, because the stack in this game is called the Chase. Hoo boy. We got another Kaguya, and we got a shiny Yawain. And we got a QR code. Yay.
Did you see something? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one.
I'm just starting this pack, so hold up. Alright, getting through the
ahead of
commons.
myself.
And a dragon, and a dummy doll. Titania, Prideful Queen. We had one of her already. But she's still fun, because she's a 12 Apostles and a fairy. And she has that weird Convoke version. And a foil Magic Stone. And hello, Alice of Shadow! Resonator Shift, Murderer! Shadow. 5/7, when this card enters your field or shifts, destroy target resonator with total cost 2 or less. Other J resonators you control get +2/+0. Or her shift side, Alice of Light. Shift for 2 and a black. She's a guardian. When this card enters your battlefield, gain 600 life. Other J resonators have +0/+2. So we have good Alice, bad Alice. And I believe, yep, that's Schrodinger hanging out behind her. So we know whose fault this is. Or do we? Ooh, I love the shift cards. They already have to do 2-sided print sheets for this game anyway, so I'm glad they utilize it. Wet my whistle there a little bit. QR code. Thank you. Okay, Escort, Last People, Weird Illusion, Sassy Cat, Fairy Water, Technician, Fairy King. Hello, true successor of Surto, Volga. Surto is a volcano. That's neat. He's a 4/4 king. When this card's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to your opponent. The strategy is to punch him. Punch this old man to hurt your friends. And then we have another Refrain and Reflect. Fun. Another non-ruler Refrain and Reflect. And Separation of Body and Soul. Destroy target resonator with attack different from its printed attack or defense. Oh, sorry, from its printed attack or defense different from its printed defense. So what's printed on the card matters. Neat. It's blue, but that would work really well in black because you're constantly lowering things. Oh, I'm certain another one of those dragons will pop up if that's who you're talking about. The big fire-breathing dragon that Steph missed in the chat. We have this feller. It's a QR code. Robux, Southern Knight, Enraged Knight, Eisendark, Queen's Envoy. I put a green on top of the blue pile. Artificial Moon, Fairy Shadow totally looks like a poster you would buy from like a Hot Topic, right? Like back in the day, Hot Topic. That's like the kind of picture you'd print out in the computer lab when the teacher wasn't looking and then slide into your folder. Machine Sympathizer. Ah, it's a dude with cool robot arms. I wish I had cool robot arms. Look at these stupid human arms. Not robot-y at all. He's 3/3 for 1, gets +2/+2 for each colorless, each non-attribute resonator you control. I love him. Maybe Spencer's. Maybe Spencer's. We have a foil Set Free. It's kind of nice. Blue, blue, blue with Awakening blue, blue. Put target resonator on top of its owner's main deck. Put up to 1 second target resonator on top of its owner's main deck if this card was awakened. Awaken, for those who play Magic, is Kicker. And then this one, Call to Actions Memoria. Tap, make a white. 1 and a white. Tap, gain 400 life. That's not as special as the other ones. End of boop. And, well, it definitely wasn't this remote control beast, though he sure does look cool. He sure does look cool. He looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card that walked in from the wrong game. Avalon, Illusionary Home of Knights. Knights of the Round Table get +2/+2. And I kind of like Avalon. Look at that. She's just chilling in front of that place. I love it. Rotting Black Moon Dragon. 2 and a black for an 8/8. Pay a moon. This card and target resonator gain -2/-2. Oh, he looks super cool. Zombie dragon he is. Come on, zombie dragon. There you are. Super cool. Another Black Moonbeam. Another Waterstone. Foil Technician. Old Hot Topic is now Room Temperature Topic. They didn't turn the heater on is the problem. Oh, Alice's Little Decoy. A 2/2 soldier. Banish this card. Return up to 2 resonators you control to their owner's hands. I love these little guys. They're so cute. Rabbit Trap. Trigger. When a resonator your opponent controls attacks you, put up to 3 target rabbits with total cost 1 from your graveyard onto the field. This is the killer bunnies. They're going straight for that Zombo. They're going to kill him. Flame Trap. Trigger. You control a Firestone and your opponent controls 4 or more resonators. Deal 800 to each resonator your opponent controls. This is some Yu-Gi-Oh bullshit right here. Covert Operative. She has Stealth. Whenever another card in your chance standby area becomes targeted by spells or abilities. When this card enters your field from a chance standby area, cancel target spell or ability targeting a card in your chance standby area if you do draw a card. She's pretty neat. I like her. Oh, let's make her get closer there. She's pretty neat. She's a 4/5. Sure. Here. Oh, this is the one they were talking about, Steph. It's a little crunkled up dragon. Ooh, another Alice of Shadow, Alice of Light. And another Escort. Let's straighten these up.
So many cards.
So many cards. And this is only box 3?
Yes.
We got 2 magic boxes after this. Huh. You gotta keep them all straight. QR code. There you go. You're going so fast, I can't catch up.
No, you're fine. I slow down. I'll wait for you.
There's another Boars. What is this? Illusionary Demonic Globe Attoractia. Tap, choose one, remove target resonator, addition, or regalia with an attribute from the game if it doesn't share an attribute with a card in any removed area that was removed from this game. So, remove a card, put a card in exile if it doesn't share a color with any card already in exile. Got it. Or remove target resonator, addition, or regalia with no attribute from the game if there are no cards with no attribute that were removed. So if there's no colorless, you can remove a colorless. Tap, put 6 cards in any removed area that were removed by this card into their owner's graveyards. You win the game. You win the game. You Win the Game is printed twice. It is printed twice on this here card. Right there. You win the game, you win the game.
I guess if you play that card in like a tournament or something, you just automatically go on to the next stage of the tournament.
No, what I think it is if somebody counters the You Win the Game ability, they have to counter both.
Oh.
I guess you win the game. I guess I'll win.
You're going to be excited for this next pack right here.
I'm going to be excited. I don't know.
You are.
Okay,
You're
QR code. Blue. Protection. Gathering. Flame. Messenger. Lapis. Bunnies. Battle. Hello.
Told
you
you.
moved one around, so I wouldn't.
No.
Alright,
It
so
just
foil
came like
sacred
that.
nice. We got the red Memoria, which turns into Melgus Conqueror Flame. This card gains Melgus the One charmed by the Demon Sword in addition to its other names. When this card enters your field, if you control a Brutal Conqueror's Memoria, reveal the top 3 cards in your main deck. Put all Resonators with total cost 3 or less from among them onto your field. They gain Swiftness until end of turn. Put the rest on top of your main deck in any order. If you control 4 Brutal Conqueror's Memorias, put all Resonators from among them into your field instead of all Resonators with total cost 3 or less. Whew! That is nice. Okay, we have another QR code. There you go. I just uninstalled Dragon's Age Inquisition. I haven't beaten 1 yet. Why would I go straight to 3? And again, I did that with the Harry Potter books, but then we all saw how that turned out.
I think the last card in there is pretty interesting.
Ooh, hello.
That one, yeah.
Hello, Hades, Lord of the Dead, one of the 12 apostles of Gil, not of Christ. You may pay 1 less to play this card for each card in your chant standby area. Black, banish a card in your chant standby area. So he's black and an 8. He's 8 and a black for a 14/14. Black, banish a card in your chant standby area. Target resonator gets -4/-4. 2, black, banish a card just in your chant standby area. Destroy target resonator if you banish a card with stealth this way. Black, tap. Put target resonator with stealth you control into its owner's chant standby area face down. Look at this. Look at this. He looks so cool. Ugh. While death of the author is important, keep in mind that the author's intent is often found within the story. There's dead bugs in this box, too. Eyes, Envoy, Wingman, Reflective, Beast, Time Gazer Elf. 2 and a green for a 6/8 elf. When this card enters your field or leaves your field from a non-field zone, draw a card. When this card leaves your field, draw a card. Moon, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them in any order. She's kind of nice. See, I told you, waifu magic. Look at that. Waifu magic. She looks like a... What are the people from Dark Crystal called? Gelflings?
Mm-hmm.
She's a Gelfling with boobs. Napping Lion. He's an 8/8. With 1 in red. He can't attack or block unless he's already been damaged. You gotta wake him up. You get an 8/8 for 2, but you gotta wake him up. Melder, Last of the Dead. We got another one of him. Neat. He's a secret rare. He goes up there. Small Assistant Maria Bella. Fun. Oh, we got a foil Riza, too. Let's go put her in there. 2 for an attributeless, no attribute card. Neat. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, you may search your main deck for a card named Maribel, the Steel Doll, or Maribel, Insane Self-Aware Machine.
Oh dear.
There's a dark version of Maribel. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your main deck, remove this card in your graveyard from your game, produce 2, spend this only to play activated abilities of Maribel the Steel Doll, or to play Maribel Insane Self-Aware Machine. She's neat. that explains what Maribella and Maribel are connected. At least a little bit. Hey, look, QR code. Remnants, Alchemist, Work, Survivors, Priest, Croco Shark! It's a shark. It's a shark. It's a Croco Shark. It's 2/2 for 1 in a blue. You can have any number of copies of this card in your main deck. It is a blue Relentless Rats. It has stealth. Its stealth trigger is you play a creature from your hand. When this card enters your field from a chant, you may put a card named Croco Shark from your hand to the field. This card gets +2/+2 for each other Croco Shark. This is the best version of Relentless Rats. Because it's a croc and a shark. I love him. Fairy of Sacred Vision. The Simic have infiltrated this game, and they did it with Croco Sharks. You thought Shark to Crabs were hard to deal with. Croco Shark. Fairy of Sacred Vision. It's a 1/6 fairy. Kill it to destroy an addition or a card in a standby. She's pretty nice. She looks like a little bee. Battle for Attoractia. Hey, another Hades. And hey, a textured foil Boris. Neat. Let's start stacking some of these up a bit. Can you get the blue box with the gopher on it? Or the blue box without a gopher? One of the two blue boxes. Does that one have our address on it? Yes, it does. If you could remove our address from it with like a Sharpie. Okay. I personally prefer Labyrinth over Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal makes me go, wait, what's going on? Another down the drain. So many duplicate cards. Sassy Lion. Titty Elf Gatling. Napping Lions. A non-foil set free. A Windstone. And a foil Raphael. Sure. Eh? Thank you. Another Fairy Flower Extract. I love TikTok Automaton. He's just Cogsworth Singry's son. Rabbit Trap's fun. Fire.
Ludo's the best.
Yeah, another Croco
He's
Shark.
my favorite. But Didymus is also awesome. Sir Didymus.
Labyrinth is just so much fun. And if you really like Labyrinth and you want a good YA series to get into, now that certain YA series are dead to you. Okay, before I get into... let me finish this thought. Go read the Fair is Foul series by Jeff Cook. It's fantastic. It's like Celtic myth Percy Jackson with a girl with ADHD. And the minute she finds out that her father's the king of the Unseelie Court, she goes, great, my dad's... what's his name? The actor in Labyrinth who plays Jareth.
David Bowie.
Like, great, my dad's David Bowie, but for real. Also, Neverending Story is better than Labyrinth or Dark Crystal, but it's not a Henson production. So that's not a fair comparison. But also, I am tainted when it comes to the Dark Crystal, or not the Dark Crystal, the Neverending Story, because I watched the third one first, which was a bad idea. But I was also 4. And I'm going to throw this out there, if the Neverending Story was really never-ending, there should be as many of those as there are Land Before Times.
At least.
At least. Yeah, we're just going through until we find new cards.
Showing off QR codes.
Showing off QR codes. We're in a small set, so there's a very good chance we're not going to run into another new card. But if we get like another ruler, or something that's particularly fancy... Hey, another Croco Shark Crossing. I liked that. Another Oberon. Ooh, okay, I really like this Firestone, even though it does nothing for what I say the stone should do. Ooh, and we got a textured foil of the Valentina Who Possesses. Yeah, that happens. The VHSs were not known for holding up too much, but they were easier to remember where they were compared to DVDs. And yeah, you're dating yourself, but I mean, I'm almost 30, so who am I to judge? Ooh, okay, we got another Brutal Conqueror's Memoria. That's helpful. And we got a Death Trap. I like the idea that here, the extra stones take the place of the basic stone in the pack. And I think that's what all the packs should do. They should have a ruler slot and a basic stone slot. And, sorry, and a stone slot, and all of them should have one of them. Hey, another Croco Shark. And another Riza. Ooh, here we go. Aloof Researcher's Memoria. Tap, produce a blue. Blue and a 1. Tap, draw a card, discard a card. So it loots. It loots, that's not bad.
Last unicorn!
Okay, I did not see the last unicorn until I was an adult. You know the first time I saw the last unicorn?
Was it when
we went to go see the last unicorn in theaters. With the Game Grumps, which was fun. They invited all of their fans, and we were their fans, so we went. It was very, very fun. That was the first time I ever saw the last unicorn. And it's not the last time. It's a great movie. But we got to see it in theaters with the author of the original book, who did a little like speech before it started.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. And I have a signed copy of the DVD and the comic from him, and a shirt.
The people who were put in charge of that
We got another first flight.
of that series of events, because it was kind of like they were rotating around certain theaters.
Mm-hmm.
They were not that great to
Peter
Peter Beagle.
Well, they were better than the people before him.
True, but still, they were
But
not
still
that
not
great.
great. Okay, we have the last Memoria we were waiting on. We have Sorrowful Necromancer's Memoria. Tap, make a black. Black and a 1 and tap, remove target card in a graveyard from the game.
Nice.
Some good graveyard hate.
But some of the merchandise that they
Oh, it took
had-
forever.
well, the merchandise that they had there was pretty amazing.
Yes.
Because they have men's shirts, which had the entirety of the book written in like this really teeny tiny green text all over the shirt.
And it makes a picture of...
And it makes a picture of
the unicorn.
Amalthea.
But I think she's only Amalthea when she's human, right? I don't know, I'm getting too into it.
A little bit.
Let's dump that stuff. I want to keep the box.
The box is nice.
The box for Battle for Attoractia is really nice, actually. Hey, let's do our last pack of this before we switch over to Ikoria. Little Decoy, Rabbit Trap, Flame Trap, Operative, Separation, Ring of Fire, Home, Set Free, Foil Stone, Foil Ring of Fate. There we go. Alright, so we're good on this set. We're going to put it into that blue box. We're going to go take a break and set up for Ikoria.
I'm going to see if I can convince Rob to eat food before he does
I'm going to eat some food.
Stuff.
I will put some amount of food into me. I've been putting liquids into me. I'm very good at that. But I will put some solids into me. If you're watching this in the future and it's been separated into videos, please make sure that you have liked and commented and subscribed. And if you're watching this in the current, go stretch your legs, because we're going to be back from a break. Yep.